Hey everybody, well today we're going to finish some Landcruiser wheels. So I've prepped most of them, as you can see. These wheels have been washed, degreased so that that blue painter's tape can stick around, just around outside the alloy rim and stick to the rubber. So here's what you need for this project. And I've tried different finishes on tires and this one by far is the best. It is Dupli Color wheel coating. And it is specifically, this color I'm doing is the graphite. So you'll need the blue tape, of course, that you just saw, some sanding paper, that's 320, just to break the surface a bit, make it abrasive a little bit without making scratches. And if you like your lungs, wear that. A respirator, and the little trigger for the paint gun makes life easy. This I use to make sure that the tape sticks in. So I go over with this. This is a tool for vinyl wrap, but anything you can get that's straight edge, a little bit thicker than a credit card, just to make sure that sticks in. And then to protect the tire, I have this cardboard, very light cardboard to put in. All right, just to get those final pieces in. And then that's ready for painting. So we're gonna do a couple coats. Probably 3, maybe a 4th coat, but very light at the beginning. So I'll show you how light I go. And it's bit by bit. And it's almost like every 15 minutes, come back for another coat. So it has to be tacky. You don't wait for it to dry. Because if you wait for it to dry, you're gonna have to wait 24 hours. So there's the tools. Let's rattle up some cans and get started. All right, I got my respirator on. And again, that trigger is going to help save your wrist. If you don't have that on, I tell you, your wrist is going to be sore at the end. So, quite simply, you're going to go over very lightly, back and forth, kind of passing over. That's why. And this is just to get my first tacky coat. And you don't want to go too close, maybe about 6 inches away. Getting all the nooks and crannies. Like so. That's about all I want to do my first coat. Remember, I'm coming back in 10 minutes and I'm hitting this wheel again. So that first can is going to be good for doing all the wheels, probably twice that coat, that amount of paint. But already, you can see it's nice and even, very light. And look at that satin finish of a Toyota Landcruiser product. These are OEM wheels just getting destroyed. So we're gonna do maybe 4 or 5 coats. You go very light. And I used to put a clear coat on top of this, but what I found is it makes it darker when you put the clear coat. So this time I'm just going with this product, no primer needed. Just make sure you sand down the wheel before you start. So that's before. That's 1 coat. Let me hit the rest and be right back. Okay, everything's been hit 1 coat. As even as possible. Don't have to worry about all the nooks and crannies on your first go. Maybe the 2nd or 3rd go, you're gonna walk around in different directions around the tire. Go clockwise, go counterclockwise, hit around the entire rim. But with multiple coats, you will get it all. And this gives a professional OEM finish, and this satin finish, this graphite, is slightly darker than the satin finish that came OEM. But you know what? Slightly darker is actually really nice. Just don't put the clear coat unless you want it to be even darker than that. All right, let's hit it a 2nd coat. Okay, so there's coat number 2. It's getting a little better. Almost good enough, right? But no, you want to put several coats on here. So I'm going to go for 4, maybe 5, because I'm still on my first can. I have 3 cans at $8 a pop. Can't be beat. It's all about the prep, right? Getting this ready to paint. And the only thing I'm going to question here is if I don't hit it with clear coat, I may leave the caps, just clean up the caps, because I think it's very close. We're going to have to see. but I can always do the caps later. Pretty easy. I just put blue tape with a little X-Acto knife, cut around the logo, so that stays nice and chrome, and it keeps it the OEM look. But this paint I put on wheels before, and it lasts. You can hit it with a power sprayer, not right away, wait a week, so it definitely hardens. But it definitely stands the test of time. It's made for wheels. Made for wheels. Dupli Color. It's none of that crappy Plasti Dip. Plasti Dip, it's a pain in the butt. So make sure you find a color you like, you put this on, and it's permanent. And your car is going to have these beautiful wheels for years and years to come. You put Plasti Dip, you hit it too close with a power sprayer, or you hit a curb or something, then it's ruined and you got to put Plasti Dip again. So I've tried Plasti Dip, don't like it. You got to put tons of coats to make sure it can even be pulled off. So to me, this is the better, more professional way to go. Okay, there's 3 coats, and I've done them so light to give you an idea. All 4 wheels, 1 can, 3 light coats. So for my 4th coat is where I go a little heavier. So I'll make sure I kind of hit each one of the spokes crisscross this way, and then a final coat this way. And then you want to get one shot going here, here, the corners, right? But then you do your final shot like this, and then a final shot around the entire rim, right? So this was all done literally 10 minutes between coats. It's like 1 hour and this is done. So what's the long part is the prep process, getting the tape on so you can protect the tire, and getting those cardboards, blue painter's tape. Just make sure you clean your wheel real well. Get rid of anything that the blue tape, if it's having trouble sticking to the rubber, you want to maybe degrease and hit it, or just hit it with some soap. I mean, think about it. You're cleaning these wheels. Just take some Dove or dishpan soap and hit it hard. That'll degrease it. All right, let's get one final coat. Oh, by the way, that last cam that I finished, it still had a little bit of paint left, but you don't want to keep spraying, because that's when it can get a little spitty and put a little drop onto the wheels. So don't go, spray everything that's in the can. When you get near the end and you know that rattle is pretty hollow, stop before it gets to the end and kind of spatters. All right, because it's all about the finish of the wheel. And think about it, it's $7 a can or $8 for that paint. So who cares if you left 40 cents in the can, right? So don't squeeze it all out. And besides, I might need that little bit if I plan to finish the caps. We'll see. But look at that OEM finish from beginning, the way it looked to now. These wheels look brand new. All right, one more heavy coat and we'll be back. You get the idea. Okay, but as you can see, if you're using your finger on that trigger, on just the can itself, you are not going to have as good of a finish as you will with that trigger. So you can buy it on eBay or Amazon. It is a paint can trigger, and let me tell you, it makes life go so much easier. You're not going to be in pain the next day on your finger, and you're going to get a nice finish because you can do short little bursts. It's burst, 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 and it's spray past the point that you're painting each time, past and past. So you start it before you hit the wheel. That's why you see all that paint on the edge, right? you're painting the edge too, always go past. But these look sweet. They're gonna look like new. And with the Dupli Color, these last. So I definitely give thumbs up. I've done silver before, just like the alloy silver. Wasn't a big fan. I just love this. Not too dark. It's very OEM. And if you look at these finishes and that wheel over there, the difference is this is a little bit more satin, and this is a Landcruiser wheel that's just silver alloy. Kind of boring, right? Usually the 06 and the 07 Landcruisers, they came with a nice satin finish. So that to me is kind of like, compared to this finish, which is a little bit richer, right? Has that nice satin darker look, but not too dark. So I used 2 full cans for 4 wheels. Got a third. I'll always use that another time. But there it is, Dupli Color, and again, graphite. And I recommend doing that, and if you like the finish, great. If you want it darker, put the clear coat. The clear coat, yeah, it's gonna give it that extra protection, but honestly, it's just as, this paint is just as hard, just as good. Clear coat is not needed. But that clear coat will darken these wheels, which to me takes a little bit away from that OEM look. But if you want a darker color, then put the clear coat. It will make them darker. All right, well, thanks for viewing and good luck with your wheel project.